What happened was...
Hey friends, it's so nice to see you. It's today, the time is now. You are here and the weather is outside your window.
Today's guest is an artist with a capital A. Please welcome Wick Simmons to the show. Well, hello, What Happened Was audience. Zachary James here, back in New York, and I am here with cellist Wick Simmons.
Hello.
Live and in person today. So, how do you become a cellist?
Oh.
How did you become a cellist?
How did I become a cellist? Well, music was always in my house. I grew up listening to opera, actually. And Pat Metheny. Yes, it was Pat Metheny.
I love
and
Pat Metheny.
opera. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was the Secret Story album. Yeah.
What's your favorite Pat Metheny song?
It's the opening, Above the Treetops. It's supposed to be a rhapsody on the oldest song written in the world.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No, it's a beautiful, I think they're from Tibet. It's like they sing and then, Pat Metheny comes in and just does rhapsodies on top of what they're doing, or just improvs on top of what they're doing. It's a beautiful song. It's the opening of the album.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm certain I've heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And has a cool album cover too.
Always.
But so that was always, like, when I was a kid, that was always playing in my life. And then school orchestra came up. I wanted to play viola. But my parents said, play the cello, and said, you want to know why? Check this guy out. And it was Yo-Yo Ma.
Oh, wow.
They showed me the Brazil album, and then I found the Inspired by Bach album. And I couldn't really believe what I was seeing on the screen. I thought, wait, is he actually playing? Or
Yeah.
And
just
that
the way he plays.
Just the way he plays, like, there's just a certain mechanic that you see. There's, like, it's kind of like, I call it the ghost wave, where you're just kind of moving through the music. And it's not just expressive, it's just, like, the amount of control that you can see in his body. But then also he's just projecting so much energy out. And I think that's what's amazing about Yo-Yo.
Yeah.
It's just so much of a outward.
Yeah. I mean, he's the best in the world, right?
I mean, he's the
Arguably.
face, like, arguably, but, like, he's just such a musical force, I think, today.
Yeah.
He's one of the most powerful musical forces, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the activism he does silently also is kind of, not silently, but through playing is really powerful.
And I think that's what's actually cool with the Silk Road Ensemble, which was sort of his baby, is it makes you really realize there's no... Music is universal, but, like, he opens it with the wood of the cello comes from Italy, the strings come from... I mean, depends on what era you're talking about. The strings come from catgut at one point, and the hair comes from... it comes from horses. The wood of the bow comes from... depending on where, like, Brazilian wood, and just traces all the different parts. Please forgive me if I get all those countries wrong. But
we forgive you.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the point is just saying where all the parts of the cello come from.
Yeah. And
all music kind of has the same feeling, that there's no point of origin for any.
Yeah.
I think the point is that everything just kind of comes together. That you can bring everything together. Like cross-cultural.
Global expression, building community.
Yes.
What he does with his artistry.
Yeah.
And the way he performs and
I mean, it's just outward.
Yeah. Which you do.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, should we get right to it and share some Bach?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So introduce this piece.
So this is the Courant from the first Bach cello suite. I avoided this movement for a long time, and like growing up, like I actually never performed this suite until recently.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. This was the one movement that I actually personally avoided because I never really felt like I would get the move of it, but it's now become my absolute favorite movement of the whole suite. I mean, I love all the suite, but...
All right. Well,
yeah.
Here it is, and just recorded
Yes.
like a couple weeks ago, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Incredible.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. You sent that to me a couple weeks ago, and I was just so moved by it, and the way you perform is so playful.
Yeah.
And it has such personality and tells a story.
I think, like, with a lot of Bach's music, I mean, you'll have the prelude and then an allemande, which not many composers actually write allemandes when you really think about it.
What is an allemande?
It's basically, I think it's a 4/4 dance. I mean, there's the prelude, and then an allemande will appear in a lot of Bach's music. I mean, in all the suites, there's an allemande.
Okay.
But, I mean, these are all German dances. I think you can be playful. And especially with the Quran, it's a stately dance, but it's a little bit faster.
Yeah.
So, you just, I mean, what's wrong with it being cutesy?
Yeah. But there's something complex about the way you perform it, and it makes, when I watch it, I'm like, oh yeah, performing instrumental solo music, especially this is a cappella. Do you call it a cappella and instrumental?
No, just
what do you call it?
Solo.
I'm a singer. It's you know, it makes it personal. And you think about it in a different way.
I think Bach is really, I think for all musicians, it's a very personal, like, the choices you make are I think if you really study Bach closely, like all the choices you make are very personal choices. Like on his music, it's not as specific as maybe someone like Beethoven, which gives a lot of room for interpretation, whether like with string players, whether it's bowings or how you feel a French rhythm versus just straight metered. I mean, it gives you a lot of space to think, both harmonically, some rhythmically, but yeah, I mean, even rhythmically, like a big 30-second run, is it the notes that are important, or is it the gesture that you're rising up? And some small improvisatory stuff.
And does that depend for you if you are being seen or heard or both, the way you interpret that?
I think in front of a live audience, I think we all experienced this during COVID, is the coming togetherness. I think it brings out a different energy, both with listeners and with playing.
Yeah.
Because when concerts were very limited to just the digital experiences,
Right.
there was the kinetic energy that you experienced between an audience and a performer. I mean, it was there with like how innovative technology was. I mean, I think this era of time, we saw a big growth in how musicians need to be like more. We all got sent back to the practice rooms and to upgrade all of our mics. And
We became technological.
we all became
Yeah.
sort of producers or self-producers of our own stuff.
Right.
But and I think the result of that was a lot of new, interesting content. And I think when we look back 100 years from now, we're going to see all this incredible technological work.
Yeah, for sure.
With music.
Yeah.
But with an audience, like a live audience, we always say nothing beats it, but I think there's a different energy that comes out between both the audience and the performer, because when an audience is watching, there's the wowness factor that you're seeing it in person. And with the performer, it's the same thing. Oh, there are people out here I can push out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. I feel that strongly. And this show wouldn't exist without the pandemic and, you know, Dallas Opera moving to the Dallas Opera Network when venues were closed. And then the decision of like, well, what do we do with this information now that we've achieved this? Do we keep going, or do we put it away and say it was just for when venues were closed?
Right.
But it's kind of like a companion piece to live performance now.
And I think it's even when we were all sent back to our rooms to really upgrade our equipment. I always call it like we're upgrading our equipment.
Yeah.
And
No, it's true. We all had to get equipment,
yeah,
lighting and mics.
Lighting,
Yeah.
cameras, I mean, it didn't really matter what profession.
Yeah.
But I think this also gave most people, both artists and musicians, a window into looking at how performers really think about and relate to their music.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that was really informative or inspiring to watch online.
Right. Now, you are not a stranger to being seen while performing, in that you toured the country with the band's Visit, the Broadway show.
Yes.
In costume on stage.
In costume on stage,
Yeah.
that blue uniform.
Yeah. So
Baby blue uniform.
you're basically, you know, acting while playing.
I called that gig actor by association.
Yeah.
Like official actor by association. But my background in theater dates back to when I was like in 3rd or 5th grade. Yeah, I did theater all through primary school through the end of high school. And I really like theater. I was always typecasted as Captain Hook, Wicked Witch. I was a great villain.
Nice.
I had a very expressive face.
It's hard to imagine.
Yeah. And So it came a point where I had to really choose which one I liked more.
Yeah.
It was cello or theater. I still love both, but this was a unicorn gig in a way that I got to really revisit that part of my performing life, performing life.
Yeah, and a special show.
Yes, and a really, that was a really, really unique show.
Yeah, of course, Tony winning.
Antonio winning. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, did you like touring the country?
I did. Touring is a great way to road trip.
Yeah.
I mean, we weren't on buses all the time, but it was really a good way to see the country. Like, you plant down for how much... I mean, we were in San Francisco for a month. We were in Portland for a week. You get to sit down in a city and immerse yourself in the city. Like, have a lot of different food, go to the various tourist spots, or if you didn't feel like it, just chill out in your Airbnb or hotel.
Right.
Because you definitely, I think on the road.
No, it's true. It's a gift to see the world while making music and connecting with audience. And certainly, I was just saying this yesterday to a friend, like, I have seen the world because of music, and I've primarily traveled just because of music, and it's quite a gift. Yeah, it
literally takes you places.
It does indeed if you practice and
if you practice.
Yeah. So what are you working on next? What are you working towards? What's your vision?
I'm working towards. I just got back to New York, and I am just trying to scream out, "Yo, I am back after a year away. Hi, everyone!" Just say hi to my friends, and a couple of long-term projects I have in mind, but nothing quite in the immediate future. But that's okay.
Yeah. Do you want to continue kind of combining media?
Oh yeah. No, that's always gonna be a part of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dip a lot into new music, or I'm very pro dipping into new music.
Yeah.
And different performance mediums.
Yeah. Cool. Well, can't wait to see what's next.
Yeah.
All right, some fun questions for you.
Sure.
All right. You ready?
Yes.
Zodiac sign.
Oh, Aquarius.
Excellent. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Beach or mountains?
Mountains.
Oh. Favorite color?
Turquoise.
Dream vacation spot?
Oh, God. Oh. It's either home or or I think going to Berlin would be really fun.
Terrific city.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, highly recommended.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go.
Just go, have a good time.
Just like expat, go to Berlin, never come back.
Never come back?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you might like it. Okay, a couple serious questions. You can go back in time to any moment in your life and tell your younger self in that moment one thing. What is it?
Oh. Keep moving, but be patient with yourself. But keep moving.
Yeah. Got it. I mean, that's like every artist needs to be told that.
Yeah. I think we tell ourselves that all the time.
Yeah.
I think I was probably telling myself that then.
Yeah.
But it rings true, I think, no matter what age you're at. And I think that's part of what makes us as artists. Like, if I feel like I have arrived, I think I'm in deep trouble.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. There's no arrival.
No.
I don't think.
No, people often say like, "Oh, did you practice a long time to do what you do?" And it's like, "Yeah, I still do.
Yeah.
I have a voice teacher. It's a daily, weekly thing." Yeah.
Yeah,
Never ends.
I've started taking some lessons again.
Oh, nice.
Not just like weekly like in conservatory, but
Yeah.
just when I really need them or I need a set of celloistic ears.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very important.
I think you can learn a lot from all instrumentalists, really.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's in voice, we're often told like, "No, sing this like a cello, sing like a violin."
Yeah.
Because of the fluidity and phrasing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very similar. I mean, the cello sings.
I think we keep wanting to switch roles. Like the cello wants to be the human voice, and then the voice wants to have the same kind of phrasing of a instrument.
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that kind of execution.
Right.
At least that's what I hear.
No, it's true. It's true. Yeah, voice and cello, they go very well together. Yeah, so we're going to collaborate on something, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Cool,
Absolutely.
cool. Okay, final question. It's a big one. What is the meaning of life?
A line from this poem I read by Sanawani is transform, but don't hurry.
Keep moving, but be patient.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. I think I'd set the same advice.
Yeah.
So travel back in time and give them the meaning of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming on.
Oh,
And thanks for sharing your artistry.
thanks for having me.
That's all for today's episode. Puppies and rainbows till we meet again.